Yes, hello everyone. Good morning to all of you. Am I audible, visible to all of you? Hello everyone. Good morning. Yes, everyone. Good morning to all of you. Am I audible, visible? Yes, Sainath. Good morning. Audible and visible clearly. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Yes, Panupriya. Good morning. Those who haven't downloaded the app of Unacademy, I request you to download the app so that you will get the more benefits from the academy. Let me introduce myself. My name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform, I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history, including history optional, economics, and international relation. Currently, my lecture series on world history and international relation is going on. Please do watch on our YouTube channel as well as on our academy app. Then, if you want to follow me, then this is my Telegram channel. That is unacademy @unacademy underscore Harsh V10. Yes, and this is my contact for Unacademy app, that is Harshvardhan Singh for you. Okay. Next, these are our top educators. Please do watch their videos. You will get more benefit. So I hope all of you are subscribed to Unacademy. So those who haven't taken subscription of Unacademy, I request you to take a subscription. We have two options, Plus and Iconic. I insist you to take the Plus means Iconic subscription. Here we are going to provide each and everything, including the personal feedback. We have option of 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 and 36. I insist you at least take 12 month subscription of it, and here is my code. Whenever you want to take the subscription, please use my code. HarshV10 is my code. You will get 10% discount, as well as you are going to contact my student. And new series, that is UPSC Combat. For further details, please visit our website as well as on our app. Next, as the 6 months are left and we are going to launching a batches for prelims. So these are the top educators. You get the guidance from them. And yes, there is a price hike. Yes, price hike is there. So those who want to take a subscription, you can get it as early as possible and use my code. Okay, these are my special classes. So please join me on the special classes. And today only we are having special class at 9:30 p.m. and it is based on the second part of decolonization and Egypt. Okay. Yes, how many people are joined? Kalpesh joined. Yes, Kalpesh, Ashwini, Nilesh, Bhanupriya. Good morning. Good. Okay. Yes, everyone. Now we are going to start a new topic, that is Renaissance. As this topic is widely discussed in your school days. Yes, most of you read this topic in school days, but at that time we didn't get the importance of it. What is the Renaissance? How it is important? Yes, how this Renaissance makes changes in our life. We never thought that. We thought that okay, Renaissance means something happened in European countries and it's a boring. Yes, most of us is having the same reaction. It's a boring. But whether it is really boring or whether this Renaissance is having any impact over your life, today we are going to discuss all the aspects of Renaissance in this lecture. Clear? So what is Renaissance? Renaissance. We generally used to consider it is a revival of knowledge or education, which the European countries lost for a long time. As you know that in Europe, Rome was very famous. Rome and Greek, these are the two places in ancient time very famous for learning center. As you know about the Socrates, you know about the Aristotle, Plato. Yes, who were they? They were the intelligentsia and basically they were from this area. But somehow during meantime, this rich legacy of knowledge, either in literature, either in astronomy, either in science, medical science and all, these Europeans lost this heritage somewhere. But with the Renaissance, again it is a revival of it. How it happened. So what exactly Renaissance is? First we are going to discuss that. Renaissance. It is a collective term. Yes, it is not just for one particular thing. That is, it is not just a revival of literature. It is a collective term and which included all the intellectual changes. All intellectual changes. All field means almost either, and you know that socio-political economic. These three things should be there along with that culture. Yes, and don't you think so? Socio-political economic culture, these four aspects are important for human development. Yes, am I right or wrong? These four aspects are very much important for human development and it is a collective term which included intellectual changes. When exactly? It was a period of close to medieval times and the beginning of modern times. Close to medieval means this is basically the period of transition. Yes, this is basically the period of transition. In this transition period of medieval and modern, Renaissance is associated. Then attributed of Renaissance is basically in the development of inquisitiveness. Inquisitiveness, what exactly this inquisitiveness means? Yes, what is inquisitiveness? Whether it is required, really? Are you inquisitive? Yes, I'm asking this question to you. Are you inquisitive? Yes, I'm here. What we mentioned, the attributed of Renaissance is development of inquisitiveness. जिज्ञासा किसी चीज को जानने की. Okay. Yes, you're inquisitive. Good. I'm really happy that you all are inquisitive. Inquisitive, those who are new here and those who don't know what exactly it is. It means jigyasu, means a urge to know something, means urge of knowing unknown. That is inquisitiveness. Clear? Yes. So Nilesh said, yes, it is required for progress. Yes, the best example of inquisitiveness is children, not students. Because right now in our country, students are not at all inquisitive about the knowledge. But as you can easily see this thing in the children, children used to ask the question. Yes, children are used to ask the question, what is this? What is that? Why not this? Why not that? Why we are doing so? Clear? So this is known as inquisitiveness, and because of that inquisitiveness only, children are getting information without going to school. Clear? But don't you think so? With the passing of the time, we all lost that sense. Yes, we lost that sense. Somehow I don't know. But generally we lost that sense. And because of that, we suffered. Yes, we only suffer. And that's why in daily lecture series, I used to ask you the question, and I insist you, promote you to ask the question to me. Why? Because questions are the form of inquisitiveness. It is definitely going to enrich yourself. Clear? And you thought that this person is doing time pass. Why this person is going to ask the question every time? Yes, everyone, now you get it. What is inquisitiveness? It is written. Inquisitiveness, which is necessary for intellectual progress. And Renaissance did this thing. The most important aspect of Renaissance is inquisitiveness. Clear? Yes, is that clear? Renaissance is a collective term which included the intellectual changes in all the field. When it was there, it was started at the close of medieval times and the beginning of modern times. And inquisitiveness, or the development in the inquisitiveness, is necessary for the progress, and Renaissance represents the same. Clear? Okay. Next, Renaissance found expression in all fields, as we mentioned many times. It found expression in all fields, either socio, politico, or economic. These four fields are always important: social, political, economic, and cultural. Clear? So, economic life. How Renaissance found expression in the economic life? That is also important. How? It is written. It is written here that simple agriculture practices or agriculture ways altered by commerce and industry. What it means? Yes, it is written there and you read it. I explain it. Simple agriculture ways altered by commerce and industry. What it means? Ashwini said commerce came. I didn't get you. Yes, everyone. What it means? What do you think? What exactly this sentence represents? What this sentence wants to say? E-commerce? Oh, oh, wow. Good. Yes, Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba, all were there at that time. Yes, you have to just click the button and you will get the order. Wow. Machine helped it. Pratik said industrialization. Please use common sense as you are the students of economics as well. So please use, as the economic life is there, you can use the economic term. Yes, are you in a position to decode what it mentioned there in economic terms? Read it very, what we can say, carefully. You will get to know. Okay, okay, you said it in modern times. Setup of heavy industry. Nilesh, are you serious? Heavy industry set up only after industrial revolution. There should be some invention, no? Now it is just starting. Shall I explain? And after I explain, after my explanation, you will be like, "Oh, I knew this thing." But what's the use of that? Yes, everyone. Shall I explain what exactly it is? Kalpesh said emergence of cash crops. Yes, everyone. Shall I explain? Means if you all are tired after giving the answer, then only I'm going to explain what exactly it means. Hmm? Yes, yes. If you allow me, then I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to explain. Don't you think so? It is represent the shift from primary to secondary and tertiary sector. Yes, don't you think so? It's very simple. It is a shift from primary sector to secondary and tertiary sector. Spelling might be incorrect. It's okay. Of tertiary. Yes, agriculture. Here it is very simple. Agriculture, primary sector. Industry, secondary sector. Commerce, tertiary sector. Got it? Means pre-Renaissance European people focused mainly on primary activities, primary sector, that is agriculture sector. But with the Renaissance, along with agriculture, they focuses on secondary and tertiary sector. And you know that with help of tertiary and secondary sector, economy gets boosted and that leads to prosperity. Clear? Yes, everyone. Is this clear to all of you? Yes, this point is clear. Yes, now we are going to discuss the social life. What exactly the Renaissance found expression in this social life? Renaissance, in other sense, we can mention it as enlightenment. Yes, we can mention in other words as enlightenment. And if you are enlightened one, then you should know one thing: what is right and what is wrong. Means you can definitely differentiate between right and wrong. That's it. And when they realizes the right and wrong in their social life, they also started doing so. How? Best example, these nobles and bishops and their palaces gave way to crowded and busy towns. Nobles and bishop palaces gave way to towns, means crowded and busy towns. What it indicates? Yes, what it indicates? Ashwini, which example you are asking about? Which example? You are asking about the economic life or you are asking about the social life? Yes. Yes, which one you are asking? If you are asking the economic life, that is agriculture ways altered by the commerce and industries. Economic life, simple. Do you really think so? It is required. It's okay. For you, I just want to give the example. That is earlier agriculture was the only backbone of economy. Now agriculture sector act as a raw material for industries. Yes, industries produce finished goods, and these finished goods sell by commerce industry. And the very best example of this is textile industry. Clear? Very simple and very best example, textile industry. Clear, everyone? First point is clear to all of you now. Second point, that is we were discussing the social life, that is how Renaissance found expression in social life. We mentioned nobles and bishop palaces gave way to crowded and busy towns. Again, what it implied. Yes, what it implied. And this, whatever it is written and whatever you are going to say, that is known as reading between the lines. Clear? And in civil services, questions are like the same. And basically, if you are dealing with the history question, the comment type of question, statement type of question is having the same thing. Clear? So what is written, you have to decipher the reading between the lines, means what it is written. Clear? What it implies. The statement, nobles and bishop palaces gave way to crowded and busy towns. Yes, my boys and girls, future bureaucrats, and the future of my country. This question to you, as you have to decipher these things as a collector, as an IPS, as a diplomat. Now it's just a beginning. Come on, use your common sense. Kalpesh said trade and commerce. Don't you think so, Kalpesh? It is related with whatever you have written, trade and commerce is related to the economic life. Settlement problem. Neha said 1/10 of income, that is tithe. That is tithe. That is 1/10 of income, that is tithe. Nobles and bishop palaces gave way to crowded and busy towns. Explain? Shall I explain? Yes, there are many students join us, but they are not answering it. Just use your brain. It will help you a lot while writing mains examination. Nobles and bishop palaces gave way to crowded and business towns. Yes, it's very simple. It means rise of middle class. Yes, yes, exactly, Kalpesh. Now you're on. Maybe the nobles and bishop have big houses and palace. That's why the settlements it gives to common people. No, it means that earlier everything is restricted. What it means, earlier the trade, commerce, and everything is restricted. to this nobles and bishops. But right now, with the rise of middle class, it gave way for formation of new towns for businesses. Clear? No, 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 no. Sainath, it is not at all the case. Sorry, what you have mentioned, palaces converted into public place. It is not the case. It means that rise of middle class as the trade and commerce were restricted by the nobles and bishop. Means nobles basically feudal lords, zamindar, and bishop you can say religious priest. These two forces never promoted the trading activities. Why? Because when you're going to do the trade and commerce along with you, you're going to take the new ideas, new knowledge. So they were against it. Clear? So nobles and bishops gave way to a rise of middle classes, and these middle classes, who were they? They were the businessmen. We can call it that the word merchants. Clear? And with the growth of merchant class, it also paved way to rise of towns. Clear? This point is clear to all of you? Next, this is the first impact, that is rise of middle class. So in other words, we can mention it as a rise of middle class. Second point, new political consciousness that leads to decline of papacy and empire. Yes, new political consciousness decline to papacy and empire. What exactly it is? Here we can mention the new ideas in the social life. What exactly the new idea? Yes, exactly, Ashwini. Introduction of democracy. Now you all on the right track. You're thinking on the same line. Yes, later on, equality, liberty and all. Now everyone is here. Liberty, equality, fraternity. Got it? New political consciousness, that is decline of papacy and empire, and how it is possible because of the introduction of modern ideas like democracy. And democracy believe in one concept, that is equality, and equality is not going to come alone. Liberty and fraternity is always there. Clear? This point is also clear. Good. Next, decline of churches. Decline of churches and inroads for science pave way for reformation. How? How? Decline of churches and inroad of science pave way for reformation. How? Yes, come on, come on. How? How the churches decline? How suddenly it is possible? Yes, yes, everyone. How? Exploration of new world. Of course, that is another aspect of it. Pratik said separation of state and religion. Don't you think so, Pratik? It is a political expression. Means whatever you have mentioned, separation of state and religion, it is having political influence. Scientific knowledge gave the idea of reform. Basically, Very simple. Think on the simple line. Science. Science. What science is going to do? Science is basically fact check. Science is basically fact check. It is based not on assumption. It is based on reality. That is truth. People ask the question and scientific temperament in physics. Yes, exactly. Use of logic and rational thinking, sankalpa. Exactly. Science believes in reality. It is a fact check. It is believe in truth. And here you have to prove the thing. What happened? Whatever the ideas and information given by the churches, as you know, one very famous idea was there, and this idea everyone knew, that is Earth is eccentric and Sun is revolving around the Earth. Yes, Earth is centric and Sun is revolving around the Earth. Can you believe right now? If anybody said the same thing, are you going to believe that person or are you going to laugh on that? Yes, you are going to laugh because science proved that. So, this science paved way for the scientific temperament. It gave boost to the process of logic and rational thinking. And this rational thinking put question mark. Yes, this rational thinking put question mark over whatever the beliefs of Bible or any religious text or orthodoxy of churches. Clear? That is the importance of or the impact of Renaissance over the social life, how it influenced. Yes, Kalfesh, they told that Mediterranean Sea as the center of Earth, but yes, exactly. Now you get it. Now you get it. Okay. So all the points are clear. Means basically we discuss about the economic life. We discuss about the found expression in the social life. Clear? Yes, it found expression in political life as well. How? The best example, that is separation of power in latter time. Yes, separation of powers in latter times. And culture, we are going to discuss in detail how exactly what. Yes. So points are clear. Renaissance found expression in the all field, either social, political, or economic field. Later on, separation of power is the best example of it. Not just that, along with that, this person, John Locke. Have you ever heard about this person? This was the most dangerous person of that time. He was the philosopher and he was talking about natural justice. Clear? Yes, John Locke, a dangerous man of that time. How it is possible? It is just because of Renaissance. Clear? Source of power. They used to talk about the people, not God and anything. Exactly. Now everything is clear. Yes, everything is clear. I don't think so you have any problem in that to understand how Renaissance found expression in this field. Okay. Next. Renaissance, a scientific spirit, religious enlightenment, new technique in art and architecture, along with that new type of literature served as a background for Renaissance. So if anybody asks you how Renaissance started, what are the backbones of Renaissance? Or if anybody asks you the pillars of Renaissance, so these are the pillars of which one? Scientific spirit, religious enlightenment, new technique in art and architecture. Wait a minute. How this art and architecture served as a background for Renaissance? How? Scientific temperament, okay. Religious enlightenment, okay. But how the new technique in art and architecture serve as the background for Renaissance? How? Even the new type of literature, of course. Okay. Yes, boys and girls, how art and architecture serve as a background for Renaissance. Yes, I'm really interested to know what exactly. Okay, I know this thing. I know religion, scientific temperament, literature, because this literature is free from the churches. Art and architecture, how? Yes, come on, everyone. Please let me know. Please enrich my knowledge. Yes, Akshay, Kalpesh, Rajkumar, Sankalpa, Ashwini, Sainath, Neha, Nilesh, Bhanupriya, etc. Sankalpa said human-centric approach introduced. Okay, okay. Go on. Yes. What about rest? Based on geometric patterns, and how it creates a background for Renaissance. Individualistic view as introduced. Neha, you mentioned an example of a fantastic person, that is Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, my question is not who. My question is basically how art and architecture served as a background for Renaissance. Symmetry, proportion. Nilesh, definitely you are engineer. I am damn sure that you are engineer because you are not thinking on humanist line, or what we can say the humanity angle. You are basically talking in technological terms. Shall I explain? Very simple thing. Before that, one more question. There are lots of questions in my mind, and maybe my question is having answers. Who is artist? Means if I ask you who is artist, means what are the qualities of artist? In simple word, In simple word, if I ask you about the artist, then what's your reaction? Yes, in simple word, if I ask you to define the artist in one word, then how can you express one who perform any kind of art? Okay, and that's why I knew that you all are facing the problem because you don't know who is artist. Art, it includes literature, dance. You're not getting my point. Just now, I found Nilesh is an engineer. Yes, just now I found Nilesh as an engineer. How? Because whatever he said, he was talking in technological terms. Clear? Who is artist? Artist is a person who express, who express everything without fear. Can you consider it as a person who believes in freedom of expression? You are mentioning a physical aspect of it. I'm telling you the exact meaning of it. Who is the artist? A person who express everything, whatever the art that person is having without fear. Don't you think it is a symbol of freedom of expression? That person does not have any fear of any punishment for presenting his opinion or views. Clear? Yes, exactly. Now you get it why the new technique in art and architecture served as a background for Renaissance, because first the liberate, this I just want to explain here only. This new technique in art and architecture freed art from the churches. They freed the art from the clutches of churches. They gave real meaning of freedom of expression, and basically it is a hammer on to or hammer to break the chains which is imposed or which is there on art and architecture. Clear? This point is clear to you? Clear everyone? I don't think so now you have any problem. And new type of literature, of course, earlier whatever the literature, the most of the literature were basically religious literature. Yes, earlier the literature mostly the religious literature, and along with that if you want to publish anything then you have to take permission of churches. Clear? So now they all ended this practice from taking permission from anything. That is also the freedom of expression. They are considered as intelligence, and I told you in this series of world history who are considered as intelligentsia. They are those who presented the idea much before it comes into reality. Along with that, they always stood against the injustice irrespective of what society is going to think about them, because they know only two things, right and wrong, and stood with the rightness. Point is clear, and Galileo Galilei is the best example of that. Huh. Now, effects of Renaissance. Effects of Renaissance was basically the urge to know the unknown, and we already mentioned it in the form of inquisitiveness, urge to know the unknown. That is the most important effect of Renaissance. If anything is mysterious, that right now people are started a practice to know that thing. That is important. So that's why, what is the effect of Renaissance? Urge to know the unknown. Okay. Next, Renaissance led to the growth of vernacular languages. Renaissance led to the growth of vernacular languages. How? Yes, Renaissance led to the growth of vernacular languages. Okay, it is written, but how? And do you have any example that this particular language is developed during this time? Hmm? Renaissance led to the growth of vernacular languages. How? Yes, I'm waiting for your answer. How vernacular languages get boost to the Renaissance? Kalpesh, Latin and Greek are just like Sanskrit in India. Latin and Greek is just like Sanskrit in India. So now you get it, what I want to say. Because they were unaware of other languages, yes, Greek and Latin languages are famous. As I mentioned this point, that is Latin or Greek can considered with the Sanskrit. So how many people in India during this time or during the time of Bhakti movement knew Sanskrit? Very few. Clear? So to spread the knowledge, what is required? You have to tell that thing in the particular language which is spoken by the masses. Yes, Dante was wrote in Italian. Yes, exactly. Means I just want to tell Neha, you always give the examples, and I am really stick to the basic question. Clear? So what is how the growth of vernacular languages? Because translation. Because the translation, and how knowledge was there in Latin and Greek, and these intelligentsia want to transfer the knowledge, wants to transfer the knowledge to the common people. So that's why these people, intelligentsia started writing in vernacular languages, and Italian is the best example of it. Clear? Italian language is the best example of the growth in the vernacular languages. Okay, next important thing, that is Renaissance began in Italy. Renaissance began in Italy, and from where it crosses the Alps and then spread to the other parts of Europe like France and Germany, etc. Why it began in Italy? There are some reasons. So in next slides we are going to cover why Renaissance began in Italy. What were the factors responsible for it? We're going to discuss it. But right now, for just now, we are going to mention Renaissance began in Italy, and from Italy this knowledge is spread to other European countries. Yes, everyone, is that clear? So basic idea of Renaissance is clear to you. What is Renaissance? How it started? How it is having influence? How it influenced the social life, political life, even the economic life, cultural life, and how Renaissance promoted the scientific temperament, how it boosted the literary activities, along with that it promoted the art and architecture. So basic information related to Renaissance is clear to you. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you, or still you have any doubt, any confusion? Yes, shall I explain next point, next part? Okay, now causes of Renaissance. What were the factors responsible for Renaissance, or in other words we can mention the causes of Renaissance? Factors responsible for it. Good. First, decline of feudalism. Any guess from your side? I'm going to explain in detail, don't worry. Do you have any guess how feudalism declines and how it causes the Renaissance, or it is considered as one of the factors? A very interesting story. I'm going to tell you this thing. Any guess how decline of feudalism? Yes, any guess? Industries developed, so feudalism declined. No, it takes some time. For the development of industry, you required some time. After Renaissance, industries developed. But we are mentioning the points, what are the factors responsible for it, and we mentioned feudalism. Any guess? Yes, anyone? No? Okay. Let me tell you the interesting story and listen it carefully how it happened. As feudal lords, as you know, feudal lords provided army to king. Yes, and feudal lords were totally dependent on land revenue. Transition from primary, secondary, and tertiary. Let me explain. Feudalism. Feudal lords provided army to the king. Feudal lords totally dependent on land revenue. Yes. Now what happened? And you know, feudal lords control the local areas. That is also the case. Now what happened? With the means what we can say increase in trade and commerce. With increase in the trade and commerce, the prices also increased. The prices of product is also increased, but at the same time, these feudal lords cannot increase their land taxes. Remember? These are what I mentioned. These are dependent on land revenue. That means land tax. With the increase in the prices, of day-to-day commodities, they cannot afford to purchase the thing. So what the only option they are having, that is to increase the land revenue, to increase the land tax. But they were not in a position to do that. That is the case. The second important thing, this is the first factor. Second important factor, at any cost they have to pay the taxes to king. And as just now we mentioned, because the huge increase in the prices of goods, they were not in a position to collect the land revenue in that manner. And because of that reason, they have to sell their lands to pay the taxes. Now the land size is gradually decreasing. The third important factor here, as these merchants were wealthy, these merchants were rich, and how? Here we mentioned that trade and commerce and prices increases, and these merchants took the advantage of it, and these merchants pay taxes heavily to king. So they pay heavy taxes to the king. So because of that reason, king is not dependent on the army provided by feudal lords. King can maintain his own independent army because of the taxes paid by merchants, because of the trade, and that's why on one side the taxes amount is increased, and because of that king started maintaining his own army, and at the same time decline of lands and land revenue of feudal lords, and that leads to the gradual decline of feudalism. And you know that feudal lords controlled everything. Now the society is going to free because of the decline of feudal lords. First point is clear to you? Yes, everyone, the first point is clear to you, or shall I explain it again? Yes, everyone, first point is clear, or shall I explain it again for you? Yes, it is clear. Okay, no problem. The second point, impact of crusades. What exactly this crusade? Crusade is basically war between Muslims and Christians. Crusades were war between Muslims and Christians, and the result of this war was a victory of Muslims. I give you the background. Crusade war is a basically war between Muslims and Christians over the establishment of influence, or we can say the establishment of empire, and the resultant of that is basically victory of Muslim. And Constantinople, that is Turkey, is the most important center of this thing, of this crusade. So how can we consider it as a cause or factor for Renaissance? Any guess? And here also interesting stories there I'm going to tell you. But before that, as we are in democracy, and democracy always believe in two-way communication. Yes, so interaction is most important, and I am giving you the opportunity. How can we consider that victory of Muslims in this crusades have an impact, or it is considered as a cause of Renaissance? Yes, fast, fast, fast. Why you are taking so much time? Say it. Right or wrong, doesn't matter. And yes, whenever I want to clarify with the name, I used to say that no, this is wrong. So you have to correct it. Don't think it is an insult. It is just a suggestion from one senior to their juniors. That's it. Clear? So if you considered it in ego terms, then it will really hamper your progress. Clear? And I don't have any what we can say intention to insult you or to hurt you. It is not the case. I have different words for that. Akshay said 7th century decline of Roman Empire, East Europe and controlled by the Arabs and West by the churches. Akshay, I'm not interested in that part. My question is very simple, as here it is mentioned that what is crusade? Crusade we mentioned war between Muslims and Christian and victory of Muslims. So how it causes Renaissance, or how it is considered as a factor for Renaissance? My question is very simple. Europeans get contact with the Eastern countries. Okay, good. Neha said, because of the war, people migrated to Rome and shared the ideas. Okay. Yes, Sankalpa fall of Constantinople led to dispersal of scholars and their ideas into Europe. Exactly. As yes, this crusaded and as yes, migration of exactly. Now you are on the right track and really happy. Yes, you have to think on the same line. Exactly. What happened? Constantinople was a center of learning. Yes, and most of the scholars were there. Because of the fear of this Muslim rule, they fled from that area to the other area. And this means what exactly it is? Because of this crusader, the scholars fled into different parts of Europe. Yes, these scholars fled to different parts of Europe along with original books, along with original manuscripts. So what is having means how it is having impact or how it is considered as one of the factor for Renaissance. They are scholars. They are not going to sit calmly. As you know, they are scholar. That means they are inquisitive. So what happened when they migrated, or we can say the fled to the different parts of Europe? They started collecting the forgotten scripts and books. Yes, they started collecting whatever the information. As you know that there are many areas where the books and scripts and anything is available. So they were inquisitive in nature. When they found that, they started reading it, and once they realized it, they translated that thing. Along with that, they were inquisitive, as I mentioned. When they have a communication with the common masses, they propagate the knowledge. Yes, these scholars, what they did, they propagated the knowledge through communication. Just by telling, just by asking the question and telling the answers, they started propagating the knowledge. Along with that, the most important factor, that they presented the old text in the vernacular language, and because of that reason, people gets quite aware of the basic teachings of Jesus Christ. Clear? So basically, in other words, these scholars freed the people from orthodoxy. Yes, is that clear? Oh, is that clear to you? This point is very clear to all of you. I think so. How it happened and how it is so. Yes. Okay. Next, decline the influence of churches is another factor or cause for Renaissance. Decline the influence of churches is an important factor in how it is declined, because of the spread of knowledge or spread of basic teachings, spread of basic teachings of Jesus. Clear? Spread of basic teachings of Jesus. Aware the masses related to the orthodoxy of churches. That is the first factor. Second factor, that is this scientific temperament. Put question marks for their relevance. Yes, they put question marks, and that's why the influence of churches started declining. Ritual pollution was there. The ritual pollution, this word means, in one sense, we can mention madness. In common word, we can mention the madness was there. No, no, you have to do this thing. Without that, it is not possible. And salvation is not possible. You have to do this thing. You have to do that thing. So such kind of religious orthodoxy was there. Religious pollution was there. And this Renaissance, Enlightenment, put a question mark over it, and that's why that leads to decline of influence of church. Clear? Next, wealth and prosperity. Wealth and prosperity. We mentioned that rise of middle class, rise of middle class. This middle class promoted the trading activities. Yes, this middle class promoted the trading activities. And what's the important or effect of it? That leads to the wealth, prosperity, and because of this wealth and prosperity, these people patronize various scholars and literary persons. Clear? And this scholars and literary persons spread the new ideas. Clear? wealth and prosperity. And you know that if you're wealthy enough, then you're going to think on the different life. You're going to think about injustice because your appetite is full. Your appetite is full. You do not have time. You have lots of time to think. But if your appetite is not full, you are struggling for your day-to-day food. Means you are struggling for to get your day-to-day meal. Then you don't have a time to think a lot. Clear? So this wealth and prosperity allow the middle classes to patronize the scholars and literary personalities, and these personalities spread the new ideas, and that is considered as one of the cause or one of the factors of Renaissance. Clear? The fall of Constantinople is also important thing, as we have some references in this impact of crusade we already mentioned. This fall of Constantinople is also important. That is spread of knowledge in different parts of Europe. As we mentioned, there were many scholars who were there in Constantinople because of the fear of Muslim rule, because of the fear of death. These people migrated, fled from that particular area and settled into Rome and nearby area where they promoted this knowledge. Clear? Yes, is that clear? Next, role of progressive rulers and nobles. Now I am coming back to you. How the role of progressive rulers and nobles is considered as a cause of Renaissance, or it is considered as one of the factor, or it is considered as one of the factors for Renaissance. Yes, everyone. How? How? They support the new ideas. You want to say the same? Yes, everyone. What do you think? They supported the scholar. Okay. They patronized the new ideas, literature, and all. Really? Yes, go on, go on, go on. Yes, it is one of the factor, but most important factor is always there, and I want to tell you that a very basic thing, that is they put question mark on dominance of churches. They put question mark on the dominance of churches. They said that how church is going to dictate us. One very best example, a French monarch was there. The French monarch captured the Pope and he made that person as a prisoner. So you will get to know that basically this progressive rulers and nobles ended the authority of church over the life of common masses, over the administration. Clear? And along with that, whatever you have mentioned, that they are supportive of new ideas. So one more factor is there. They are not just restricted to the progressive rulers and nobles. Along with that, some popes, there were two popes, which also played an important role in that. They were liberal and they allowed to interpret the religious text. Clear? So this point is clear to all of you. Last point, that is geographical voyages. Geographical voyages. How it is considered as one of the factor of Renaissance. Yes, Neha, later on, it was a period of French Revolution. That's Rousseau, Voltaire, Montesquieu, and all. That is in latter phase. Right now, Renaissance. Right now, we are focusing on Renaissance. They are the expressions of the Renaissance. Yes, everyone. Hmm. Tell me, geographical voyages, how geographical voyages is considered as one of the factors of Renaissance. Fast, 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 fast. Why you are so slow? Fast. What is the importance of geographical voyages? Do you really think so? That if you're moving from one area to other area, it will beneficial for you. Means if you're a traveler, do you really think so that person is a knowledgeable person? Yes, exactly. Discovery of new world, new landform. People get to know the best practices from the other. Yes, exactly. Means because of this, what happened? New world, new ideas, exchange of culture. Exactly. And don't you think so that it is going to help in Renaissance? Okay. Now all points are clear to you. Just I'm going to repeat it. Causes of Renaissance. First point we mentioned decline of feudalism. Second we mentioned impact of Tucidus. Next, influence of decline in influence of churches, wealth and prosperity. Okay, I forgot to mention one more point. Oh, I'm really sorry for that. Invention of printing press. Invention of printing press, 1454 by Gutenberg. 1454 by Gutenberg. Here. Let's guess. Let's guess how the printing press is considered as one of the cause of Renaissance or one of the important factor of it. Akshay said, like in Indian context or in Vietnam context, people to get to know about liberty, equality, fraternity. Yes, exactly, exactly. Now you are using my answers. Good, I'm happy. How the printing press in 1454 by Gutenberg is considered as one of the important cause or factor for Renaissance. Just use common sense. I'm there to answer. I'm going to explain it in detail. But let you, means I just want you to explain yourself. Yes, everyone, fast, come on. Hmm. Easy to share opinion. Kalpesh said it spread the ideas throughout the common people by newspaper and another paper format. Okay. Spread of ideas, Sainath said. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Go on, go on. I'm going to tell you what exactly it is. That's all. Sankalpa. Earlier literature was in form of manuscript, but with the invention of printing press, publication of literature because rapid and cheap. Yes, exactly, exactly. Good. First of all, printing press liberate the literature from the churches. Yes, printing press liberate the literature from the churches. How? Because if earlier, if you want to publish anything, if you want to publish any book or write any book, you have to take the permission from churches. But as the printing press was there, it ended that authority. Now it is individual can install the press. What is the important? Mass production. Because of the mass production, it is available at lower prices. And when it is available of lower prices, then reach also increased. Vernacular language the common man could also. Yes, exactly. Now you're on the right track. Printing press produce the large book. As the large books are produced, it is available at the lower prices, and when it is available at the lower prices, then people can afford to buy it. So the reach of the books increase, and because of this reach, spread of new ideas at distance at distant places. Clear? This point is clear. So it acted as an in terms of one historian. I just want to explain that historian particularly said it acted as irrigation which fertile the knowledge. This printing press acted as a irrigation which fertile the knowledge, the landmass. Clear? Exactly. And yes, of course, what Sainath said, it is important. It also important for spread of vernacular languages. Yes, all the points are clear to you. All the points. I'm going to repeat one by one. Decline of feudalism, impact of crusade, decline of influence of churches, wealth and prosperity, invention of printing press, fall of Constantinople, rule of progressive rulers and nobles along with the popes, along with that one more factor, that is geographical voyages. These all are considered as the causes of Renaissance or the factors responsible for Renaissance. Is that clear? Yes, is that clear to you? Any confusion, any question, any query? Yes, everyone, is there any confusion, any query to understand what exactly the factors and causes of Renaissance? Yes, no question? Good. Next. Beginning of Renaissance in Italy. So I always say that at the time I mentioned why. So this question should be there in your mind. If you are reading anything either related to history, geography, polity, economy or anything, these questions should be in your mind. What, how, why? These three questions are very important to enrich yourself. So when we were discussing that Renaissance began in Italy, and at that time I mentioned in coming slides we are going to discuss. So now we are going to discuss the why Renaissance began in Italy. What are the factors responsible for it? We are going to discuss in detail. First thing, as Italy Italy was the seat of glorious Roman Empire, and historical remains of great Roman Empire lay there. Yes, the Roman Empire was one of the wealthiest empire during the ancient time. Along with that, it was an important seat for philosophical debates and all. All the ancient manuscripts were available there. Clear? It was there. Everything was there. The legacy, basically, in short, what we can mention here, the legacy was there. So the background was already prepared. Legacy, the ground was there. Now what happened with the fall of Constantinople? Large Greek scholar migrated. Large Greek scholar migrated to Italy with their original manuscripts and art treasure. Yes, this treasure was there with them and legacy was already there. When they migrated from Constantinople to Italy, they didn't find any change. It is just like home ground for them. They felt comfortable, and along with that, as you know that these were the, what we can say, scholars, inquisitive in nature, and when they came with the original text, along with that they found historical remains in Italy. Already they have a treasure of knowledge, and new knowledge treasure is they found in the Italy. Or क्या चाहिए? What do you want more if you're an inquisitive person and you are readily gets everything? So this was a most important factor, as these scholars started reading the old manuscript and decipher the meaning, what is written and all there. Clear? And what was the knowledge available in the past, they were presenting that knowledge in the present. And it shows that how progressive the people were there in Italy as compared to the today. Clear? Next important point, enormous wealth. It was important. Enormous wealth was there, and because of location, Italy, Mediterranean Sea, trade route, and because of this, means why it was there? It was a result of trade with East. East trade was a profitable trade for them. So because of that, wealthy were there, and these wealthy merchants patronized the artists and literary figures we already mentioned earlier. And one very best example is a city, very famous city, Florence. Florence was an important city, flourished during this time, and this city provided the patronage for various personalities, including Galileo Galilei. Clear? It is they are not going to provide patronage to the scientist only, art, artisan, anything in medical sense, in astronomy or anything. They were wealthy enough, and why it was so? Why they were providing? Because it is they are having two important aspects. First aspect, of course, they want to end the monopoly of the feudal lords. Second important aspect, that is to maintain their dignity, position, prestige, because these literary men, artisan, considered as a symbol of wealth. Clear? That's why they patronized, and Florence emerged as the best example how it provided a fertile ground for spread of new ideas. Clear? Next, newly established contact of Europeans and Asians. Newly established contacts of Europeans and Asians on the accounts of crusade and geographical exploration. And you know that what exactly it means. This leads to exchange of ideas, exchange of knowledge. Clear? So as it was an important trading center, Along with that, these merchants patronized the intelligentsia. And when fall of Constantinople was there, they established this European intellectual, established a contact with Eastern intellectual, and the exchange of knowledge was there. And you know that there were many scholars who migrated from this area to Cairo and other places, and they gather more information from that. And along with that, most important thing, that these Eastern words more civilized, more informative than the Western, and this information, that more progressive, more civilized information, is transferred from Asian continent to the European continent. Is that clear? Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, everyone, this point is clear to you? Yes, this point is clear to all of you. Okay, next. Renaissance in various fields, or the impact of Renaissance. We can mention the impact or effects of Renaissance in various fields. So first important thing, that is Renaissance in literature. Renaissance in literature. So what is the impact of Renaissance in the literature? The most important thing we already discussed, that is growth of vernacular languages and translation of text. And this translation of text is very helpful to spread the information or new ideas, spread of the information or new ideas. Clear? Renaissance in literature field is most important impact of it is growth of vernacular languages and translation of text help to spread the information and new ideas among the common masses, and that leads to the enlightened society. Clear? That leads to the enlightened society. Clear, everyone? And this enlightened society created a favorable ground for future development, like spread of the idea of liberty, equality, fraternity, nationalism, democracy, etc. Sorry for that. Sometimes the pen is having some click and all. I'm really sorry for that. Liberty, equality, fraternity, nationalism, democracy, etc. And how it is possible? Because of enlightenment society. And how society gets enlightened? The answer lies here. That is growth of vernacular language, spread of information, and along with that, in which language? In their own mother tongue. Clear? So whatever the information earlier were there in Latin, earlier there were in Greek, this information is available in their own language with a simple explanation. Clear? Okay. Next, that is Renaissance in art. First important point, it liberated the art from religion. Yes, liberation of art from religion. Most important contribution or impact of Renaissance. What was there? In earlier case, the art was basically related to church. Related to church. That means they deal with extra worldly life. Clear? Earlier, the art was restricted, limited to the churches only, and they'll deal with the extra worldly life. But due to the Renaissance, as I mentioned, freedom of expression, artist, and when they get the fertile background or fertile land, then definitely they are going to utilize it. And it happened. The society was liberal and it provided a background for rise of artists. And these artists, first they did think they liberate the art and architecture from the churches, and and now they are going to present the art in real form. Present the art in a real form. They're going to present the art in natural ways. They're going to present the art in real form in natural ways. And very best example, as you mentioned earlier, Leonardo da Vinci. Clear? The art and architecture of Rome is another best example. Sculptures, statues. Yes, if you go to Italy, the word added if purposely, because right now you cannot go from one city to another city. You cannot afford it. But whenever in your life, if you really want to go, then Italy is one of the beautiful country. Then there you will get to know there are various sculpture statues are present in the squares. They are the representative of this liberation of art format. Now the nature, they are going to depict the nature in natural way. They are going to depict the human as it is, not as an extra worldly personality. Clear? They are going to mention or they are going to present the miseries of common masses through their art and architecture, so that they are going to awaken the masses. Point is clear? Yes, this point is clear to all of you. Yes, this point is clear. Now the next point. Renaissance in science. Yes, the most important contribution of this time. Renaissance in the science. This changed the world from madness to rationality. How? First of all, Renaissance liberate. The word is very clear. They liberate, they free it from mysticism and faith, and they believe in truth. Experiments. Yes, because earlier science was basically related with the astronomy, astrology, good omen, bad omen, whatever the information it was available in that religious text. These religious leaders, they misinterpreted that for their own sake. They presented the idea in such a manner that they are going to, what we can mention, slaved or enslaved the masses in terms of religion. But with the growth of scientific temperament, development in science, right now they are going to challenge it. A very best example, as Ptolemy's geography, everybody knew about the Ptolemy's geography. In the Ptolemy geography, what it was mentioned that Earth is centric and Sun is surrounded that. The Bible adopted the same thing. Yes, Bible adopted the same idea. But in this time, during the time of Renaissance, it was basically challenged, later on discarded. Challenged and later on discarded, and who played important role? Copernicus, Nicholas Copernicus. Yes, have you heard about this person, Nicholas Copernicus? This Nicolaus Copernicus presented the idea which mentions Sun is centric and Earth and other objects are rotating around it. After that, this theory of Copernicus was modified by Kepler. Yes, Kepler, one observatory is there. If you read Science and Tech, you will get to know Kepler. This person modified the theory of Nicolaus Copernicus, and in this theory, it is the same thing. Sun is centric, Earth is revolving around the Sun, but not in circular object, means not in circular path, but as a elliptical elliptical path. It is mentioned. The Kepler played important role, and then dawn came. Yes, of course, I am talking about Galileo Galilei. This person, they all belongs to this area only. They all belongs to Florence. They all belong to Italy. This Galileo Galilei is very famous for one reason. Because of this, he stood with this idea. That is when he invented that yes, Sun is centric, Earth is revolving around the Sun in elliptical order. Along with that, he discovered many things. Telescope. Yes, he discovered the telescope. He discovered the different masses all in the different time and all. There are many experiments. He was not just a scientist. He was a philosopher. He was the artisan. Clear? So these all things contributed in such a manner. Because of that, world is enriched. Along with that, one more factor is there. That is, this technology helped common masses to understand the science, and because of that reason, they put question mark on religion and religious orthodoxy. Clear? So what was written in the Bible or any literary text, now common masses are also going to ask the question, put the question mark over it, and that leads to liberation of science, and that is the most important contribution of Renaissance. And this Renaissance impact your life, my life, and it changed the world forever. So we should be thankful to those people who sacrifice their lives. Yes, of course, people sacrifice their lives for what? For staying truth, by standing with truth. Because at that time it was considered as an offense. Clear? Yes, everyone? Is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear to all of you? Any question, any query related to the Renaissance? Yes, everyone? Yes, everyone. Is that clear to you? Any question, any query? Yes? Okay, all clear, no problem. The next portion of it, that is modern philosopher and all, we are going to discuss in the consecutive lectures. And yes, do not miss, today we are having special class at 9:30 p.m. For further details, you can uh, join me on this telegram channel. This is my telegram channel, that at Unacademy underscore Harshvardhan. This is my Unacademy. What you can say, you will get the information of lectures, timings, and others on this. Other than this, if you want to contact me, then other social media platforms are also available. Those who haven't taken subscription, please take subscription of Unacademy and use my code Harshvardhan. Along with that, one more factor, if you really like the lecture, yes, if you really like the lecture, then please hit the like button, subscribe to Unacademy channel, and along with that, if you really like, if and only if you really like the way of teaching, then you can dedicate your hats. It is available on our app. Yes, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Have a good day, great day. Take care.